morning. Okay, what do we got here? You can't see the screen, can you? Well, the sun is trying to shine. Okay. Now, for those of you who have been following the comments, you know that Caroline Jeff is planning to, or has sent us something. And I checked the tracking this morning. And the latest update on that is that it might be here on Monday. I think it, once it came from way down in the United States, and once it hit Canada, it had to go through customs. And then Canada Customs, I think, probably passed it on to a dog team service. Yeah. So anyway, we'll probably be getting it Monday. That's the latest. I'm looking forward to getting that. And Jeff, I want you to know that we will have a box opening. We might have a special episode just for that. My plan now is I'm thinking of maybe shooting it in 8K, and we'll have an 8K special, and it'll be the box opening what you sent us. I have an idea what it is, but I don't know exactly what it is. But when we video it in 8K, we'll all know. Okay. Now, what else was I going to talk about here this morning? You notice a little slight difference in our rotisserie here. Well, the rollback will explain what's going on here, and yeah, I no use me elaborating on it now because I'm going to be elaborating it in the rollback. So let's just roll back and then we'll carry on here. Well, it's getting on here this evening. I didn't get back to this nearly as fast as I thought I would. You can't see the clock, but it's 7:25 p.m. right now. But I think I have time to do what I said I was going to do in a reply to a comment to Jeff Donahue. And I forget why I made that comment. I think he was talking about the rotisserie, and I mentioned that I was going to shorten it and customize it so that it'll fit the Rodney. And I thought it would be fairly easy. I would just take these cross pieces and move them so that they would come. One would come right here, and then this one could move and come right here. But I see that when I put these on, not only did I glue them on, and I thought I could probably just knock them loose, but I also headless pinned them all the way through, and there's 2, 4, 6, there's about 8 pins going through. So I think the easiest thing to do is just leave these where they are and just put 2 new ones on. Put one here and one right here. And then when I lace it to the cross piece, it's not going to slide around. It's going to stay where it's supposed to stay when I flip it around. I was thinking that maybe I could shorten these too a little bit, but then I was checking and I realized that if I shorten this, it'll be quite easy to take it and just turn it around and flip it over 180 degrees so that the other side is at a 45-degree angle. The angle was perfect for spraying. It was perfect for spraying. You know, it's funny, at the beginning of the day I have all sorts of good ideas, and I say I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I'm all full of energy, and my mojo is just a perkin'. At the end of the day, sometimes I feel like I don't want to even stand up off of the porcelain throne, because I'm thinking to myself, why bother? I'm going to be coming back here 3-4 hours anyway. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Anyway, let's just see what I can do here. I'm probably not going to video what I'm going to do. I'll just show you what I did afterwards. Yeah. Earlier this morning I noticed that our bird feeder was getting a little bit low, not on the black oil sunflower seed side obviously, but the other side. And by afternoon it was all but out. And I thought we'd better get out there and do something about that before the birds start complaining. Late last summer when I put the bird feeder up, I had bought a 5-pound bag of this bird seed. Schoen Farm, I think you pronounce it Schoen, I'm not sure. Anyway, as the fall rolled around and I figured during the winter we're probably going to get a lot of birds, I bought a 20-pound bag of this Scott bird seed from Canadian Tire here in Winnipeg. And I just opened it now. It's the first time. The birds must have flown south for the winter because we sure didn't get very many birds. I thought I'd have gone through that 5-pound bag real fast and maybe even the 20-pound bag, but nope, that was not meant to be. Anyway, there's some difference in it, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if they like it. Now I am sure that our little birds were sitting in the tree nearby and they were just waiting for me to leave, because this shot was just 2, maybe 3 minutes later. Okay, I got kind of curious here. What's the difference between the Schoen Farm and the Scott? Okay, here is a measure on your left here of the Scott. Okay, and this is the Schoen Farm. Okay, looks like different kinds of sunflower seeds. This is possibly the black oil, and these look like the kind that you'd eat yourself. And then it looks like we've got corn here or something. And this has a lot of little seeds that look like they're already shelled. Okay, now we know. Okay, it is shortened, and it is, you might say, simplified. We'll be trying it out on the spray booth tomorrow. And it's fairly, you might say, screwable. And as far as those headless pins, well, I pulled some of them out, and the ones that wouldn't pull out, that were breaking off, I just pounded them over. I'll be careful. Sure I will. Okay, we'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning here. Now, if you will recall, we had concluded that the boot line on the Rodney is a little bit narrower than the boot line on the other ships. We'd used the 10 millimeter on the Hood because it had quite a wide boot line, but we're going to use the 6 millimeter on the Rodney here. And I see I must have bumped our boot line here on something. It's kind of got a little mark on it. I guess I banged it on something when I was messing around here adjusting our rotisserie. Okay, let's just recompose a little bit here, get ourselves a little bit at a better angle. I'm going to just have to reposition the camera, I think, here, because we're going to want to go right along here so that the top of the tape will be, where's something I can point with here? The top of the tape will come just at the top of this panel here. And we're going to be using this line here as a guide. Yeah, I guess something like this. Maybe you can't see it. Maybe the light is not good enough for you to see. But there's a little bit of a scuff there, made it kind of shiny. But we can touch that up later. There's probably going to be lots of places we're going to have to touch up. Okay, let's get it a little closer in so I can get at the bow. We'll start at the bow and just go right to the back. And don't let me forget that after I get this tape on, to use some flat clear coat to seal the edges. There was Jason and I think a couple other people mentioned, to put clear coat along the edge so that when I am painting the gray on the top and the hull red on the bottom, it doesn't leak underneath. It will help, let's put it that way. I can't remember if we did that when we did the hood or not, but it probably can't hurt anything. I think I'll just put it on with a brush. I'm not going to spray it. At least that's the plan right now, unless I forget. Okay, here we go. And I may be getting my fingers in your vision here. Now, my goal is to have it not over top of this, but just where it starts to flatten out. Because if I have it over top, there's going to be too much of a danger that's not bad. Yeah, too much of a danger of the other color, going down underneath. All right, I think I'm getting it fairly straight. It might have a bit of a dip there. I don't think we're going to notice it too much. Okay. Maybe it's time to reposition the camera. Okay, and reposition again here. Now here is where we might have a little bit of a problem. Maybe I'll just have to take some of this off here. Okay. All right. Now where's that line? I think that's it. Now I realize my fingers are getting in your road there. I wonder if maybe the tweezers might work better. Getting in there. I got this thing too close. I should have thought of that when I shortened it. Why have we got a... That's somewhat better. I guess what I can always do if it's, in a place where it's really bad here, that's not too bad. I guess I can always touch up. I'm obviously going to have to touch up. Seems to me that we had to touch up on the Bismarck and the Hood as well. Now, I want this stuck down really well so that the edges are sealed, and yet I don't want it on there so hard that when I pull it off, it's going to remove the paint. Okay. There are very few places where there's, well, I don't know, there's like a little, you can see these little lines right here. There's a little line right there. There's a line right there. Well, that's where the, that's where this kind of line is. And I suppose it would be possible for the paint to seep in there. So I'm just going to have to make sure that I do a really good job of putting the clear coat on, so that it will seal. Okay, I'm just going to go along and do the rest of this now. Okay, I've worked my way back to the bow here, and I remember when I was putting this tape on, I was thinking we're going to have to make sure we get it. I don't want to break the tape, but this plate is quite proud of the rest of everything else. I just want to make sure we got it. I should have maybe had the tape a little bit slack when I was putting it on right there, if you know what I mean. I think it's pretty good. I think, if paint does get down there and run down like where I'm going right now with the pointer, I think we can probably touch it up. But it'd be nice if I don't know, maybe, am I going to risk it here? Okay. I did just shake this up in the paint shaker. Oh my, there's not very much left. I don't remember using that much up. What did we use it on? Okay, this should be enough though to do this, I think. Now, the stern here is where I had the most trouble. Obviously, you can see I've taped up the other side now. And if I can have the hull level like this, or horizontal maybe I should say, there's less chance of the stuff running down the side. Now, here we go. Here we go. Ooh, put it on a little bit thick there, didn't I? Well, that's the story of my life. Maybe I should have sprayed this. And as I've mentioned before, the idea is that this clear is going to seal the seam, all being well. Oh, it's dissolving the black. That's not good. Maybe I should have sprayed it. Well, maybe I'll just be careful not to go back. Well, as long as it didn't dissolve the black underneath the tape, that'll be okay. Okay, I don't think I missed anywhere, except I've got it on a little bit heavy right here. There's sort of wipe that up a little bit here. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I made a mistake here by not spraying it. I should have sprayed it. Well, maybe the other side I will. Yeah, I think the other side I'm gonna spray it on. We'll just let this dry now. It shouldn't take very long. Earlier this morning I noticed a little rabbit was sort of polishing off the last of the carrots that I'd put out yesterday. And I'm guessing an hour or so later, there was nothing left except a couple of little morsels. So I thought I'm going to try and put out the rabbit pellets. Now this is the stuff that people feed tame rabbits, so you'd think that wild rabbits would like it too. But they don't seem to. But if that's all that's out there, well, let's see what happens today. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, there's other things I want to do yet this afternoon. I'll probably go at this little later, late this afternoon or this evening maybe. No promises. Got the brush cleaned out. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. I should not have painted this with a brush. I should have known that the black would start to dissolve. Yeah, masking tape works a lot better if you spray. I'm noticing some places it's still a little bit wet. And I imagine about an hour has passed now. I didn't time it, but it doesn't mean I can't turn this thing around and spray it or anything. It's not like it's going to run if I tilt it on its side. But that was a mistake, and I'm sure I'm going to be hearing comments about that, and I don't blame you, and I deserve it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.